Hello, my name is Angelina Kwan and I'm a sophomore in high school. This is the introduction to my AMC series. To give you a little bit more background on myself, I've been involved in math contests since middle school. I took the AMC 8 in 7th and 8th grade where I scored at 16 and at 20, and that qualified me for the honor roll and the distinguished honor roll, which means I was in the top 5% and top 1%. Last year, I took the AMC 10 and I was a top 2.5% score. It qualified me for the American Invitational Mathematics exam, and I was also one of the top 5 female scorers in the Northeastern region. So for those who don't know, the American Mathematics competition is a competition for high schoolers and middle schoolers. So there's the AMC 8, which is for grades below 8 for middle school students, and the AMC 10 and 12 for students under the grade 10 and 12. So the AMC is a competition with 25 questions, and for each question, if you answer correctly, you get points. If you don't get points. That's easy to understand. And so what the AMC 8, AMC 10, and AMC 12 are is extremely difficult questions, but they're in multiple choice. So you could take guesses, you could eliminate answers, and there are actually several strategies on these tests. And they aren't your school math tests, kind of like competition tests, but they're more difficult problems where you have to learn outside of school math. So if you think, of course, they use normal school math, like 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. So the school math part is the base, and you have to know all these kind of competition math. And what I mean by competition math is there are 4 categories: algebra, geometry, number theory, and combinatorics, which is basically counting and probability. And counting, I don't mean 1, 2, 3, 4, count your fingers kind of counting, but more difficult counting problems. And these competition tests are taken under a limited time. So for the AMC 8, it's they have limits time. So 10 and 12 you get 75 minutes, and then the AMC 8 you get 40 minutes. So for each question you have to do it under 1 or 2 minutes, or you're just not going to finish them all. And so these competitions are actually really prestigious because they're hosted by the Mathematics Association of America, and each year there's around 15,000 or 150,000 kids taking the AMC 10 and 12, and I believe about the same number for the AMC 8. So for these competitions, one really, really good resource which you can look at is the Art of Problem Solving website. So this website has a lot of classes on what I've just talked about. Number theory, there's algebra, counting, there's geometry. And so on this website, there's all of these different classes which you could take. And some of them are specifically for taking the AMC 8, taking the AMC 10, taking the AMC 12, and some are more for school. So for those who want to excel in school math, for example, if you took Algebra 1 this year and you want to take Algebra 2 next year, but you can't really skip geometry, then you could take the Introduction to Geometry course on AOPS and prepare yourself for Algebra 2. And if your school offers a placement test, you could possibly take that. So the classes are actually virtual, so you could be located anywhere in the world and you could take these classes. And the classes are, the teachers or educators in the classes are all people who have taken the competitions or have excelled in them. And so for the competitions, to give you just a little bit more background on them, so there's the AMC 8, AMC 10 and 12. And then there's the AMY, which I qualify for, which is the American Invitational Mathematics Examination. And this is where when you score in the top 2.5% in the AMC 10 or the top 5% in the AMC 12, you get invited to take this exam. And then after this, if you score over, so the AMY exam is actually a 15 question. It's not multiple choice, it's a short answer one. So it's a 3-digit number. Could be 1, could be 200, could be 345, it could be anything. And it's not multiple choice anymore. So the question difficulty just gets even harder. And since it's it's supposed to be more difficult than the AMC 10 and 12, the questions are even harder. And then if you score a specific score on the score above a specific score on the AMC 10, 12, or 12 and AMY combined. So they combine it by multiplying by 10 to the AMY score. So if you scored a 5, it's a 50 now. And then your score in the AMC 10 or 12. So 50 plus whatever you scored in AMC 10 and 12, let's just say 120. And then that gives you 170, which doesn't qualify you for the USIMO or USA-JMO. But if you score above like a 240, usually you get qualified for them. And for qualification, those who take the AMC 10 qualify for the United States America Junior Mathematical Olympiad, and those who take the AMC 12 qualify for just the senior one or just USIMO. And for those, then you get into an even larger pool of geniuses, basically. And everyone there is really talented and could solve a lot of problems. Oh, and for the AMY, normally 3,000 students qualify for them, but for the USIMO and USA-JMO, it's even less numbers. And then going from there, there's the International Mathematics Olympiad, which is the IMO, and that is just unites the world's most talented mathematicians who are still students. And then you go from there, those who win the gold medal, which is probably just on another level. And so for these, the preparation is actually, you can still find it on AOPS, which is super amazing because those instructors in the AOPS classes are actually those who've qualified for USIMO or IMO or in different countries around the world. For example, let's say Romania Mathematical Olympiad and things like that. And for the AMC 8, AMC 10, and the AMY and the USIMO, they're only for students in the United States. And if you're in another country, there's respective mathematical competitions like that as well. But the preparation is most likely the same because in the end, they all go to the same competition, which is the IMO, the International Mathematical Olympiad. So on the AOPS website, you could, for example, if you click into AMC 8 Basics, you see there's these classes and you could enroll in some of them. And this website is not free, but it does have a lot of free resources. And this is my username, by the way. You could go on the AOPS wiki, which is a place where they compile a bunch of old problems. And you could click on, let's say, AMC problems, and then you click on, let's do AMC 10 problems. You see 2017 AMC 10A. So the AMC 10 and 12 have 2 tests. So 10A, 10B, 12A, 12B. And then let's say we want to do problem 11. And you see the problem is here, there's multiple solutions, and you could do practice tests for yourself and learn from these problems. That's all I have for this video, and I hope I see you in the next series as well. Bye.